The Mandela effect is about a person named Nelson Mandela, an activist, African activist in South Africa, who roughly spent a quarter of a century in prison, later on becoming the president. And the Nelson Mandela or Mandela effect is where some people remember Nelson Mandela dying, some say in the early 80s, and then in the year 2013, or even recently. Some people have experienced 2 or 3 times, and now there's accusations that these people are delusional. And I'm here to give you comfort when you are going through these metamorphoses and these matrices. And I want you to understand exactly what's going on. You're going to witness pictures also about Antarctica. And as you're looking at the photos here, you will see that there is a very close similarity between Antarctica and Argentina. This is because the pictures that you are seeing now are actual pictures of Argentina, not Antarctica. And so let's get straight to the point. This is for those people who have no patience. And so here it is, cut and dry. You are with me outside of the planet Earth. Inside of this program is a place you call Earth. This is the dome. The dome is a ship. It's, from your perspective on the Earth, this is a ship suspended in the middle of blue sky. And this ship is enclosed inside of a dome. The Earth sits inside of water. The Earth is on a flat horizon, yet the Earth is not completely flat. It is a very strong possibility that the Earth is shaped like an eyeball, setting inside of water, and is held in place inside of a crystal dome, which is in the shape of a crescent. The bottom is flat. Take in consideration that the Earth is setting inside of a very large mass of water, and we are not sure of the exact size of the Earth. It's not significant in my case. And look at the Earth. It's not completely flat. There's high elevations and low plains, but in the shape of a V or diamond setting inside of water, stabilized. And this is a living organism, biological. Also take into consideration hypnosis. There is an absolute physical clear evidence of hypnosis because of the plasma energy. This is chemtrails, which is affecting everyone on this planet, and this is continued. And so you don't only have physical anomalies, but also psychological hypnosis. And you will repeat days, months, years, and there's a duality there. Let's continue. The constructs of this terraform, Earth, is a living entity. You're dealing with computer technology, which is biotechnology. That's what we are, humans on the Earth. We are biotechnology, coupled along with electrical technology. In short, the Mandela effect has been going on with people right now, and I just want to give you comfort. This is for the people who are experiencing physical anomalies, hard, clear physical evidence. If you have not experienced physical evidence, this is done on purpose to calibrate your mind and to adjust your mindset so you don't freak out and crash. And I'm using computer technology or computer terms here when I say crash. But in general, the Nelson or the Mandela effect, and it would be nice for you to learn the history of Nelson Mandela and what he stood for. So there's no accident why this is called whoever pinned this Mandela effect. This is done cleverly on purpose. I also want to comfort the people who are concerned about CERN, C-E-R-N, around the world. CERN is only responding to protocol. CERN has no choice but to respond, so do you. What you are experiencing has already happened. You're only catching up. Some of you will ride a wave, and this is radio frequency, and you will get a hyper accelerated momentum, and you will begin to remember and see things which are reverberating, or basically echoing inside of the dome, this matrix, and you will remember things that you have experienced, or you are experiencing things as a wave. And this is one dimension, generally speaking, but technically the world is 5 dimensions, and you have different variations in each dimension. One dimension is the sound wave, is the code, and it has different frequencies and hyperaccelerations. And so to hyperaccelerate the code itself can change reality, and this is basically past 240 megahertz. And that also is true concerning hearing, sight, taste, smell, touch, and I don't know if I skipped any, but the 5 senses, and also the sense of the mind. There is a secret that I'm going to disclose a little bit right now. The human brain is able to calibrate faster than the speed of light. You have heard me in other dialogues talk about the earth calibrated a little less than the speed of light, but basically speaking, the earth is calibrating at the speed of light. Anything past this will escape the dome. But do not be concerned about CERN. CERN is only responding to our command and protocol. This is a protocol. So are you. For example, in a football game, or we are also in the playoffs right now in the United States of America. We're in the NBA playoffs. And the live people who are playing the basketball game would have already won the championship out of the 7 series of the game, and will be already celebrating. But some people won't get this news until a day later, and in other cases weeks later. But eventually everyone will be on the same page. So I want you to understand that the Mandela effect has to be done this way in order to wake you up. And this is absolute physically, emotionally, and spiritually waking you up. And you have always spoke about how you were asleep. There is absolute clear physical evidence that you are asleep. And we could get into details about that in another dialogue, but if you follow my recordings and on here and my different recordings that I've left for you, you will begin to get the big picture. I am speaking, and let me stop for a moment. If it is not clear, hard, physical evidence, I'm going to stop here and I'm going to tap on my desk. Now, some of you can feel that. And see? And you can hear it, but you can also feel it. Of course, I'm here. I have a better experience. I'm live here in the 4th dimension, and I'm experiencing these things in front of me. I can break them down and interact with them. You are on the other side, but you're also in the 4th dimension, and you're experiencing this. Basically speaking, Antarctica is the interior. When you get to Antarctica, you will come to the hub, or the shell of this existence. This is a ship, S-H-I-P, interactive with your minds. CERN is only responding to the commands in the system. If you see CERN begin to do things with earthquakes, what's going to happen? What you're going to experience is the earth is going to be one landmass, and things are going to get changed. Your scriptures and all sorts of things, not only your scriptures, your reality will begin to fluctuate and change, and you will begin to see things for how they truly are. And in order to keep your minds from blowing, we are doing this small pieces at a time. I do not want to shake your faith in God and the belief in God. And to answer your questions, there is a God, but there is also an absolute God. And I want to speak for those people who are religious. You have been taught many things, but in general, all of us have been lied to, absolutely lied to upon every level, including what you believe to be God. And I want to stop and speak for this God for you, and for this God that you're seeking for. Whoever feels they are worthy to sit in the seat of God, you are more than welcome. There are prerequisites. You must comply. But whoever feels like they want to run this show, you are welcome to sit in the seat of God. Take it for face value. What makes me special? Absolutely nothing. But there is an exception when you're running things in all realms. There has to be prerequisites. You have to be honest with yourself, face your illusions, and you have to face who you are. Become responsible for your actions. Humans are devils. The devil and the good one, and you call it Jesus Christ or whoever, whatever you want to call this, you have to be able to face yourself that you are one person. And this must take place before you can sit in the seat of God. The only way that these realities can be fluctuated like you're seeing in your actual physical realm is you have to be in a virtual world, or you have to be in the absolute presence of the absolute God. This is the only way you're able to see miracles on the levels that you're beginning to see them. Is you either are in a matrix, which is basically speaking a computer animation that has been coupled to calibrate and orchestrate and combine with all five dimensions, one being the code that you are, and also your five senses, your four senses actually, technically. Your fifth sense is the sense of the mind. There is a direct connection between the sense of the mind and outside of this realm we call the dome, or even for some of you would call it the universe. And the direct connection is your mind. Why? Because your mind has the ability and capabilities to calibrate faster than the speed of light. My specialty is quantum physics, not by choice. I am a computer scientist, and when I say not by choice, I'm using that word loosely. I am the guy who is coming back to share with you the absolute physical presence, and unless I can display unto you the absolute physical clear evidence, it does me or nor any entity that is calibrating on my level any good unless we display unto you physical evidence. But one thing I want to make clear for you, when the confusion that you are experiencing is not our intention. We are clear, hard physical evidence. The confusion is basically your mind calibrating and trying to figure things out. So I want to give you a little bit of peace here. And this is going to sound way out there, and this is not about religion, although it will sound very, very religious. And this is not about God and the devil. This is not about that. This is about your physical reality, and this is how I'm going to describe it. In short, you are with me outside of the planet Earth, and you are witnessing yourself through an interactive program that the Christians call the Book of Life. This is the bottom line. What you thought was is. Also, I want to address the Earth. The planet Earth is not thousands of years old. It hasn't even been a day. Your brain only makes you think it's been thousands of years. Your physical science right now, you're not even able to date more than 1,000 years of history. The world began at the exact same time. Most of the things that you have in your history were staged. This was staged to get your mind to generate illusions. And so, in short, let's assume, or no, I want to just give you a direct answer here from one perspective. If you know anything about Marvel Comics, there was a guy named Silver Surfer, and then Galacticus, however way you say his name. who created this being and gave him his power. And Galactica was a devourer of worlds. And I'm making that analogy, and it's not really a great analogy, but Silver Surfer, when he would go to certain worlds, would be convinced that those worlds were not worthy of death and destruction, would convince Galacticus not to destroy those worlds. And basically Silver Surfer represented the true Galacticus, or Galactus, however you want to say his name. I may not be saying it completely accurately, because I'm from several dimensions, or several illusions of this world. All of the things that you are experiencing, I experienced at my birth when I came to the earth. And these things that you're going through, I've already seen them, and this is going to blow your mind. I have lived in your bodies, every one of your bodies, including your insects and people, and I am aware of who I am. You are me, and I am you. Now this may blow your mind, but this is just the truth. We have to face ourselves. We are one. The devil and Jesus is the exact same person. And now I'm pretty sure many of your minds are going to be blown and you're going to turn this off. But I'm helping those people who are on the level that they need to be at this point. Eventually, everyone will be on the same page. And as you know it, there is judgment. But it is not completely accurate how you see it, because I do not desire any entity to be destroyed. The lake of fire is not what you're going to face. Those things which are not needed will be placed into absolute nothingness. And the only way that we can see fit is to separate the left and right hemispheres. This is why you've been having battles. There's two sides to you. There is a good side and a bad side. This may be why you are experiencing dualities. You will fluctuate between these dualities. You will find that maybe a relative or a spouse or friend will be acting one way and sporadically a different way. They may appear to look like one way, and then the other day another way, maybe in the same day. Some of you are missing money, actual physical money. Some of you will have things appear absolutely physical. Don't be alarmed. You are not here. This is just how you are being gently and very carefully awakened. This thing it's really a sudden thing. It's already done. As a matter of fact, I am celebrating with a good friend of mine, you know, by the name of Isis. We are together in a world you call heaven. Now, the good news that I have for you is I have convinced your absolute God to save you. And for some reason, all your prayers are not in vain, but they seem like they've been in vain. But the world is not exactly how you perceive it. So in order to convince the entire existence of this matrix, we are sending you absolute physical clear evidence. You will see changes in your history, time. I've spoke about this before, but for you people who just now are getting my voice, you will judge me, and I want that, and I want you to put me to the test, unless, and listen to me again, unless it is hard, clear, physical evidence, then including myself, you can conclude is intentional or unintentional or non-intentional deception and dissimulation. CERN is calibrating at the speed of light. CERN are using your minds to change the matrix, and this is why they want you to have these colliders as watches and all on you, because the truth is it is your pineal gland that is doing this. Now I'm giving you secrets. The reason why I'm displaying secrets to you at this point is because a lot of you are really hurting, and you're really scared, and you are afraid. God, the true God, is not the author of fear. Now for you Christians who have been taught so many things, I will not blow your mind by making my speeches of who God is and what God is, because your mind's going to shut down. You'll become closed-minded. Instead, we have given you hard, clear physical evidence. It will take, for different people, will take different amounts of calibrations of time for you to accept the absolute physical truth. For the minds that do not accept the truth, you don't have to worry about your existence. Your existence will be sustained, but the existence that does not accept the truth must be abated in the absolute presence of nothingness. I know exactly where this place is, a physical place, and I am speaking these words because a lot of you are aware that this is a rapture, and that's your terms. Most of your scripture is your terms. This is not how we originated and spoke it, but we allowed you out of love to make your own conclusions. However, when things absolutely control you and change it, you can rest assured this is the absolute God. But if it's confusion and dissimulation, you have to understand that this is an absolute part of God that is deceptive. This is the exact same entity, and this is a test unto God's self, both the good and evil. And I see that both are immature. So what does that say about me? If I can stand here and tell you that the mindset of Jesus Christ, the mindset of Satan, whoever you think is the opposite of Jesus Christ, the mindset of hate, really fear, and the mindset of love are in immature stages right now. And this, to balance it, will not be the answer for you. No, we have to completely separate the evil, and there's only one way to do this. And as I told you, you will see changes. Of course, a lot of you are a little confused, and this is not, you are not ready for what I'm telling you. And so just be a little patient if you're able to, and you will see hard, clear, physical evidence. Antarctica is not technically, generally Argentina, although technically yes. Antarctica is the hull or the inside interior of a ship, and the ship has a commander. Now, as I stated before, any entity who feels worthy to sit in the seat of the absolute controller, you are welcome to do it. There has to be prerequisites. You have to face yourself, and you can only come with the mindset of love. This sounds a little cheesy, and it has to be absolute love and care. And you cannot have dissimulation within your heart or mind. You want outside of the dome, you can leave the dome physically in your lifetime while alive. And I can tell you how to do this, but it is best to show you how to do this. But it is best for everyone together to experience this. And this is what you're going through. This matrix, the Mandela effect, is what you are experiencing. Many of you are experiencing realities. Those realities that you guys are talking about, I snicker at those. I had those when I was 5 years old. I saw all those programs that you've seen, because I've seen these through your eyes and through my own eyes. And I've experienced all your lives, including your creepy things, and your spiders, and your grasshoppers, your bugs, and your horses. You say, how do you do this? Again, this earth is an interactive program, and you are asleep. You are sleeping. And it is time to separate and to wake up. And for you who are awake, you are experiencing this. Do not be worried about CERN or anyone who is calibrating. Now, this is an absolute physical science. They are just responding to our protocol. You know, the controller does an action in real time, and then the computer follows through the command. You say, what if the computer is non-compliant? The controller is the absolute controller who has the master constructs of everything that exists. This is when you know you're in the absolute presence of the absolute God, this one you have been praying to and wanting to come. And I want to add a little note here. You do not have to bow down or worship this absolute God. This is deception. And there's a lot of things that are deceptive. This is why you have changes in your scriptures. Your eyes are beginning to open to the truth. What is the truth? The truth is this entire earth, all of this existence, is an illusion. This has already happened. You are in the past looking, from your perspective, you're in the past looking into the future. But in all reality, you are in, quote unquote, eternity. From your perspective, you would say future, looking back in the past. This is the book of life. This is an actual program, the book of living, the tree of life. You are looking back. And now what is going on is they say collapse. They talk about collapsing the dimensions. Basically, all of us will experience simultaneously, and this is what's happening. This is why your days are shortened. In reality, the days will not be anymore. It will be only just moments. And the days seem to be shorter because you are beginning to wake up. Now, take this for face value. I'm going to pause here for a second. You're going to hear a click, and then I will give you a conclusion, because I only want to go here for 30 minutes. I know a lot of you guys have a very little patience, and your minds are not where they need to be. So give me a moment. This is not solely about religion. This is about you being able to face yourself through all this testament and all these things that's been taking place. And again, I want to make it clear for they who are really trying to decipher and figure out the Mandela effect. You are not here. I know you feel like you're here because this technology is calibrated and orchestrated to connect with all your senses, and so it is very confusing for the human brain. But as you begin to come out of this comatose, and there are a lot of factors here. You have the chemicals that are connecting you through the plasma energy inside of the dome. That's that white powdery stuff when you go outside, and this is done through your governments, who seemingly they think they're protecting their assets, and they're trying to hold on to things. But again, remember, the fifth dimension controls the fourth dimension. The fourth dimension has preeminence over the third dimension. The third dimension has preeminence over the second dimension, and the second dimension has preeminence over the first dimension. However, they have figured something out. If they can control the first dimension, they think that they can control the other dimensions. And generally speaking, I guess this could be true, but remember, all of these things are already taking place, and this is old news for me, and I've been waiting on you and to catch up. Until I see you where I am already, open your eye. This is about love. It is a love story, however cheesy you may think it sounds. In short, I want to address the situation about aliens. You are dealing with 100% humans and 100% electrical machinery and 100% electricity. There are three types here, and you're dealing with those, and they are one, and we are combined. There are dialogues that I have that sort of go into details about that. You're going to hear a click. Generally speaking, people have dual personalities. You are both good and evil, and this is the true God is both good and evil. I have convinced this true God, who is both good and evil, to separate you, because your minds and your bodies have suffered, and for the innocent. And this is the Mandela effect. This person represented they who are persecuted and are innocent. Now this story will fan out however it will fan out. but in reality you are with me and we are outside of the earth. Now this is the hard absolute truth. However you want to take this, I'm going to post this, and I may take this posting down, so you who want to save this, you can, and you should research everything you can about me. But a child can run the world. But like I say, whoever feel free, whoever feel like they are worthy to sit in the seat of the Father of all existence, come freely if you feel you're worthy. Until I see you where I am already, open your eye